Hello, everybody. It's been a little while since my last recording, full-length recording, but let's say things were happening so fast, and it was questionable to relay what was going on. You know, I would like to believe, like 100% be sure of what I am delivering, and yeah, I'm ready. And it's like, what happened? I mean, the last time I recorded was sometime around the election. Okay, so let's rewind back to November the 4th, and yes, the night of the election. At the time, at the due ending of the ballot delivery on the 4th of November, Trump ended up ahead. And by certain laws, he had won. Yet, through unusual, newly introduced laws, the counting continued. And those of us who have seen the graphs can see, like, yes, there are these sudden vertical spikes, and there was question as to how this happened. So this happened heavily in the Democrat states, and that was somewhat of a clue, wasn't it? In the major swing states. So the people tried to raise their concerns about the election, about the validity of the elections, and the governors, the judiciaries, decided that the people were mistaken. On hundreds of accounts of testimonies, some of them by affidavit, the judiciary said that they were all mistaken, and they weren't upheld, and they were all thrown out. Now, all this was reflected onto Trump, as saying, like, oh, his cases have been thrown out, but really it was the people's cases that were being thrown out. And yes. Now, during that time, behind the scenes, Trump activated NESARA and GESARA. And these are new systems of government backed by gold. Where did this gold come from? The alliance managed to seize gold from the Phoenicians, an ancient family. Ancient, we're going hundreds, maybe thousands, of years back. But yeah, they've been putting like all the money apparently. And not only them, the Vatican has been amassing so much money. Yes, was it? I think the figure was like 43 quadrillion dollars that was seized in gold assets. And yes, the Vatican, those people who every Sunday you donate to, you give your donations to, as they pass the bucket around, you give them tax-free, most likely, are sitting on $43 quadrillion in the Vatican. It's not there anymore. It's been moved. Okay? Guys, look, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but if you're Catholic, maybe it should be like, if you were Catholic, you've got to wake up. You've got to smell it. Yeah, it stinks. It stinks really bad. And everyone else can smell it, but you can't, you know? Like, what's going on? You know, there's questions about the Vatican and their loyalty to people. They are known to be serving their own interests, and beyond that, abusive, and to people, to children, and yeah, and when they've been caught out, they've protected their abusers. Yeah, they kind of shuffle them around the world, or put them in hiding. Okay, that's what that's the Vatican. That's the Roman Catholic Church. It's those are the people you're donating to every Sunday. There's probably some claim that they that they can't all be rotten. Well, you've got to recognize that the Roman Catholic Church is an organization, and it's running out of the Vatican. And even if the Pope comes down, you know, like, it's still a filthy organization, and has been. And as to the question of whether you're getting your redemption and being close to God, you know, that's a story they've spun that you're believing, that you're buying into. You're literally buying into, you know, like, I'm giving you this money, redeem me. Okay, let me break it down for you in the most obvious ways about the Vatican, like, and being close to God, and churches and religions. Like, you come into this world without a book, okay? you just come into this world, and you have something that we sometimes call like a soul. We could say it's your consciousness. The Hindus would suggest it's called your monad. This individuation of your nature, and yeah, that coincides with your DNA, and you get this being. Okay, so yeah, this being is in the world of form, this realm of form, and the formless aspect of you is in the formless realm. Some would call it the void. Some might call it the quantum realm. The most appropriate way, the most complete way we could call it, is the formless realm. Okay, very, you know, easy distinguishable from this realm of form. Okay, and that's where our highest aspect of us, our purest, most highest aspect of us exists. And that highest, most purest aspect of us just is. It just is in this universe and is part of the whole. We are all have this individuation, but we are all also connected through this individuation. And us being connected with all other living beings that are connected is the great supreme consciousness. And it does not require a book to validate it. It does not require a religion to validate it. If you imagine on somewhere else in the universe another being is born, do they require the religion from Earth in order to be recognized and redeemed by the great supreme consciousness? Is that right? Like all beings in the universe have to get a ticket to Earth to get enrolled in one of our religions. And that's the question as well. Like, you know, some of us think of it like, this is the religion. This is the religion. And really, it's like, from the very beginning of assuming that this is the religion, you've already cut yourself off from the whole. So it's in some way it's blasphemy. You can say it's blasphemy. It's denying the great supreme consciousness, the whole. So, what is a correct interpretation? Well, if you can understand that there are these many cultures, each with their own interpretation, then from the perspective of the whole, you could appreciate that, each has something to contribute to understanding the whole. And how do you know what's right and what's wrong? Well, anything that applies to the whole, understanding the whole without separation, is the truth. Does that make sense? I've gone way off on a tangent on religion, and but it's important as well. It's important that we all appreciate, we are all equal in this respect, and we should all respect what each of us have to offer. And to think that we are separated is a problem. It is the grand illusion that removes us from the great supreme consciousness, thinking that we are separate. But then, what about redemption? I'll get into that later. Let's go back to... I'll do that in another video. Let's get back to what's happened in America and why it's actually so important for the whole world to understand and recognize what happened. So America has managed to seize the money from the Phoenicians and from the Vatican in order to fund gain the capital for the country under the regular constitution and under the new. I think there's a new constitution being formed up, but like under the for the real constitution of America, the country. And Trump has set up NESARA and GESARA. He's pulled in several countries. Is it hundreds of countries? 150 countries? You have to do your own research on that. I think it's 152 perhaps. Who've all signed up to this agreement, and it's all gold backed. It's not just America, like that's been sorted out. It's like a lot of countries that are now gold backed. All currencies are being having like a 1-to-1 exchange rate with this new with their currencies all gold backed. And why did Trump and the alliance, why did the alliance do this? It's because they wanted rid of the cabal. And you can't just get rid of the cabal in one country, because you're then playing like whack-a-mole. You know, you can whack it in like one country and it just pops up in another country. And what enables it to pop up in another country? It's the money, it's the finances. So all the finances had to be completely destabilized for them in order to really overcome them and shut them down. And in order to hold them back, all countries needed to be empowered to hold them off. So we have GESARA, which is the global economic system. And that's what was happening. That's what Trump was doing in the background. And while he was doing that in the background, all these hearings and all these cases were flooding the judiciary, and they were up to their eyeballs in like trying to fight off like these daily attacks from the people, led by Rudy Giuliani. And then and while also they were also trying to deal with the question of election fraud through the machines, the Dominion machines, and having to cover themselves. Yes. And it was revealed as well that a lot of people voted for Trump. They're saying 72 million. They're actually, I think the figures were closer to like 80 million. And the true was it like, oh God, I think it was said at some point that Trump won all but one state in the actual real figures. That was huge. And what's so beautiful about that is how awake America actually is. How awake the people of America are. Okay? Beyond all other countries. They are so awake at this point. Okay, so yeah. So many people voted for Trump that it overloaded the ballot fixing that was going on in America. Okay? No, that was going on in Germany. In Germany. It's a big story, guys. I'm trying to do my best for you. So Germany couldn't handle the numbers. It was the numbers were so big that were coming in because the American people were so awake, all voting for Trump. They had to call in the Vatican to do something about it, and the Vatican called up the Italian government and said, "Yes, we need to get Leonardo on this." Leonardo is the satellite, the Italian satellite, owned by the Italian government, and they had to work the numbers through Leonardo. All this, yes, it came. All this came to pass. There was a raid in Germany that where they seized servers and data, and they only received part of the picture. They were still missing pieces of the puzzle. And then there was it the Georgia election was run again, and yeah, the Republican candidates lost, but the point wasn't necessarily for the Republican candidates to win. It was to witness, observe, get another chance to see how the fraud was being done, which then revealed, I think, like what the role Italy was playing. So, yes, while in the courts of America, like we all saw like these very obvious cases of fraud occurring, there was this global effort investigating as to how the fraud occurred, supported by the ballot papers, which apparently, supposedly, like Trump hasn't come forward with this yet, but the alliance hasn't come forward with this yet, but all the ballot papers were tracked, marked, and yeah, their movements observable, revealing yeah, all the places that they went. Revealing the network of the cabal, which assisted the alliance in tracking, in finding them, and yeah, doing their own local investigations, probably to find out the bad actors. And then when the alliance was ready, they started moving at the beginning of this year on all those bad actors. Yes, and yeah, yes, the Italian government. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what state they're in now, but let's say they they're either falling apart or have big problems. Okay, and the government of the Netherlands has big problems. The government of Germany has big problems. Government of Estonia has big problems. Government of Iran has big problems. Um, we are witnessing the fall of the cabal. It could also be said the second fall of Rome. Or maybe the real fall of Rome. The first one perhaps was not real. It was made to look like it was, but it actually continued. So, America, America seized the money. America engaged with the bad actors around the world. Apparently, some of them committing suicide. Rothschild, was it Benjamin Rothschild, committed suicide? Yes, if you don't know yet, like the Rothschild family have played a big role in the making of this world for a couple of centuries. Okay, this point where we're at now, including the whole COVID thing, is down to them. So all these big players have been seized or been found dead. What's also been found is that all these people that have been corrupt have been held corruptible by their bad deeds, their bad acts, the weakness of their being, their attachment to desires and pleasures, involving the abuse of people and children in particular. And if such evidence came to light, the people could not respect them. The people would want them out, and they would lose power, they would lose their reputation. So, they're all being held corruptible by each other as well. They engage in disgusting, evil acts with each other. So they all witnessed each other. So, all the evidence of a lot of the evidence that came up with through the Epstein incident, and Ghislaine Maxwell, capturing, revealed a lot. And since then, there have been other testimonies from entertainment industry, the music industry, about how disgusting it is. I heard that every Hollywood studio was formed on the blood of a child. A black American sort of hip hop, modern hip hops, like from after the death of Tupac and Biggie. Puff Daddy came on the scene, and Yeah, he's been like one of the major ringleaders for the satanic cult in the music industry. But there are others. Um, yeah, you know, they're probably more secretive about it. You know, there's probably been like, you know, satanic influences in metal music. Um, yeah, Jay-Z's another one. You know, it's been quite obvious, you know, to anybody who's awake, you know, that this has been going on. And yeah, Isaac Cappy seems to have left us, but he did a big reveal on the satanic worship and slavery, exposing Tom Hanks and Oprah Winfrey as a slave trader. And yeah, if you want to check out all the Hollywood stars that got involved in that, you want to start looking up Pedogate. And if you want to check out like all the satanic child abuse in government, I think you want to start with Podesta, and then you might move on to Hillary and Frazzle Drip. Yeah, be aware of what this subject is about. Okay, child abuse. If you can't handle it, fair enough, you can't handle it. It does require some of us to understand and recognize and witness and make informed choice and judgment on these beings. We cannot collectively ignore who and what they are. I have good faith that the Alliance are seeing to them. Nevertheless, it is important for us to witness. Those of us who can. If you can't, okay. But some of us need to be able to witness. So, yeah, there's been like massive amounts of corruption, and you only had to see like all the cases of the people being brought through to the judiciary to understand how much corruptness there was and is. The last figure, an approximate figure for you, is that 220,000 people need to be arrested. 220,000. Yeah, the Alliance are working on it. Okay, they're in a strong position now, and they're working on it. But yeah, we saw at all levels of the judiciary, and that cases being thrown out, bad actors, governors, police force, postal workers, yeah, in the entertainment industry, in the pharmaceutical industry, in the media industry, yes, many arrests to come. Pharmaceutical industry, yes, we this whole time that has passed since the election and during this corona period, should hopefully have exposed to the people who are watching all the corrupt people out there. And to those who didn't observe, there is still enough record for you to go and find out and research and know the truth for yourself about all these people, about all these industries that have been abusing the people. And it's very high time, if you haven't understood, if you haven't looked at it, that you start doing so. Because as you are misinformed by the mass media, by the politicians, you are working against the people. And it shouldn't be like that. You should be for yourself. You should be for the people. And you need to get down with the truth. Stop hiding behind your ego and their lies. Let it go. Get with the truth. There is evidence beyond. There's insurmountable evidence. Some people say, oh, but it's a YouTube video. You can't trust anything on YouTube. You have testimonies, okay? If you can't recognize and see when somebody is telling you the truth, well, yeah, you haven't matured as a soul. It's simple as that. And by practicing and developing your awareness of beings, of people telling the truth, you will get better at it. Okay? Practice, practice, practice. You know, there's nothing that is really beyond any of us if we just practice, practice, practice. So yes, there's a lot of us that need to become aware and step into truth and stop fighting the people that are trying to protect you. They've played a game where they've turned us on each other and we haven't held them to scrutiny. It's over. That game is over. And if you want to get into the new game where you are empowered, you have rights, you've got to get down with the truth. And it's out there. It's out there waiting for you. The truth is not going to come grab you and say, I am the truth. No. The truth is out there. You gotta go get it. The truth doesn't come to you. You've got to go get the truth. I'm trying my best to signpost you out of the stink. Okay? Because the more of us that are in the truth, the more of us that are in with the whole, the sooner this corona great reset nightmare ends. It's insane. You have to wear a mask. You have to wear a mask that's killing you by restricting your oxygen. And it has actually killed people, children. Okay? And we're all trying to police each other into wearing this mask, attacking each other, removing rights from each other because we're listening to them enforcing their stink on each other. Let me lose it for one moment, okay, and just reflect for a moment the insanity of what's going on. And not only that, guys, you're welcoming this vaccine, okay? You're welcoming vaccines by the pharma companies, being deployed by Gavi, who is run by Bill Gates and Fauci, and he's into, and Bill Gates is into population control. Who's into depopulation, who has been leading the deployment of vaccines in Africa that have been killing children. It's disgusting, guys. Okay? And they've all come from the same source. This plan of rollout, the Great Reset, the vaccine miracle solution to this this fear psyop that is COVID, that is less harmful than a flu, that is less harmful than diabetes, less harmful than cancer. It's a fear psyop, okay? I'm giving you the headlines. The evidence, the truth is out there. Go get it, okay? That is the only thing I'm telling you guys to do. Go get the truth, okay? That's the... allow me that, okay, to tell you this. Please go get the truth. Stop policing each other. Know who your enemy is, okay? Yeah, this is the time where you wake up and realize the guys who are screaming terrorist were the terrorists all along. The guys who have been telling you what to do need to be told. So yeah, this madness, it all has to come to an end, right? And yeah, the sickness needs to end. And Trump has been leading the way. Trump and the alliance have been leading the way on how we're going to do this. So yeah, and it's backed by Q. And Q is a decent thing. Q is a quality thing. It's technology and it's humanity. Yes, not like nano biotech. There's an operator, yeah. At Q, that is serving information to Trump, and Trump is making calls based on that information. And this operator is also then releasing is it really releasing information? It's releasing questions. It's releasing questions. And the beauty of releasing questions is that on answering the question, consciousness, awareness arise, because it's not expected or demanded that you answer the question, but you engage with the question at your own free will. And the knowledge that arises from that engagement increases awareness, and increased awareness enables increased consciousness, as the information allows us to make decisions and then act. That's consciousness. Raising consciousness, guys. Raising awareness, making decisions, and acting. So, Q is a big question machine. Okay, and yes, it's backing the alliance, and has managed to be able to process all sorts of game results, being played politically, also through the awareness of the alliance and Trump. Yes, this story is so huge and sprawling. So, the Trump and the alliance have initiated NESARA. They've exposed NESARA and SARA. They've exposed the corruptness, which, under the Constitution of America, validated Trump as the president, and as sitting president, and under the evidence, gave rise to the invocation of insurrection. And yes, this recognizes that there are enemies abroad and domestic that need to be confronted and challenged. And it recognizes that the civil government has broken. But as the sitting president, they need to continue while this happens, but they also need to pass on power to the military to resolve the insurrection. And yes, this happened around the 9th of January. I think Trump had like a private inauguration to continue his role as president, and soon after, insurrection was invoked. What time? I think we're talking somewhere around the 12th or something like that. There's a testimony by General Flynn saying that, yes, 10 out of 10, like, Trump is going to be the next president. And that was him also confirming that when he's done, he's going to hand back. But there is very important military work to be done. And asking for the faith of the people to allow him to do it. And that's what kind of happened on the 20th. It was a big military operation that brought the criminals to prison. Yeah, there was a bait. The bait was the presidency, and they went and took it. So yeah, but what they've taken was the presidency of the Corporation of America. Now some of you are thinking, whoa, Corporation of America, what are you talking about? Wow, I know, another big story. This is so huge. You know, if you this is probably gonna blow the minds of 99% of you, but like the whole thing, because it's just too big. But I'm trying to do my best to break it all down for you. So the Corporation of America, is set up under a dual constitution that sets up America as a company and the people as stock, and it's in contravention to the original constitution that is for the people. So yes, research that. So yeah, Biden and crew seized the presidency of the Corporation of America. That is based on a fiat currency. Yes, you have to look that one up as well. That is bankrupt. It's all bankrupt. So yeah, there's nothing in it. So they seized something that has no capital. No capital to run a country. Not the size of America. And they were supposed to actually but they didn't actually even seize the presidency because it wasn't officiated. Everything was optics. It was a big movie they had pre-recorded and released on multiple channels to present the illusion that it was real and happening live. It wasn't. It was pre-recorded. And because it was done in such an elusive way and not in an officiated way, they didn't actually claim their corporation either. So that's completely dissolved. It's gone. So there, and Washington DC is an entity unto itself, like the Vatican City, like the City of London, which enabled the countries to be indebted to those foreign entities. Yes, it's been a big illusion. Illusion upon illusion, all breaking it all in this video. Please like, share, follow. Peace. It's the only way. It's all been a big illusion, which hopefully everybody's gonna wake up to. and Trump and the alliance have done their best to present it to you. I'm just a navigator of sorts, a guide, a spiritual guide, a political Buddha. So the yeah, Trump has secured his role, his position in the as president of the United States under the Constitution for the people, and Biden is secured the presidency for the swamp. That is the corporation of America that now doesn't exist. So they've elected a leader of their swamp, that is Washington DC, and they are being occupied by the military of the US. They're under siege by the military of the US. Them thinking they have the power. So when you see like Biden and cronies and crew on the TV, what you're seeing is the illusion of a reality government TV show. It's a reality TV show of the government, of a fake government. You can't make it up, guys. Glad you made it to this point in the end. So, that's it. That's it, folks. And the rest of us need to get together and wake up and shut down these abusers that we call government, that we call our leaders. We need to wake up and shut them down. We need to get together and like stop enforcing their abuse on each other. You know? Yeah, they have minions. They have like Freemasons that are like ever devoted, loyal slaves. But the rest of us who aren't those Freemasons devoted slaves, or those that want to drop the slavery and get with the people, yeah, we need to like turn on them. And if you want to get with God, if you want to get down with the whole, stay tuned to Blue Wave Soma. Okay, I'm your boy Don Lotus. Without religion, without books, the way. This is the way. I love you all. Love, like, share, follow. Plenty more to come. Drop your questions wherever you find this video. I will read, I will follow, I will chase up, and I will bring you answers. Okay? Or questions. Maybe I'll just bring you questions. Much love. Sovereignty to all.